Our top story is one you will see only on WSAV. A Savannah teenager shot to death last week, and investigators are still looking into what happened.
Now, new details are emerging that may shed light on an event that some say could have set the stage for his death. WSAV's Christine Quayle joins us with the timeline.
So yes, Tina, Ben, what you're seeing now is social media footage from an event called Guns Down, Gloves Up. The gazebo where kids are boxing is just steps from 17-year-old Shinobi Pitts' home, and the event took place only days before he was shot in that same spot.
August 16th, an event branded as an opportunity for kids in the Savannah area who may have grievances with one another to fight out their issues by boxing instead of shooting at each other. It happened at an apartment complex on Pennsylvania Avenue, according to neighbors WSAV spoke to the day of Shinobi Pitts' memorial.
They were boxing, like someone was getting knocked out, like they was just like basically picking their battle.
The young man, who claims to have organized the boxing event, has made multiple social media posts about it since, showing uniformed Savannah police officers present several times throughout the day.
There were a couple of officers over there.
And were they intervening at all?
No, they just stand to the side. Just make sure crowd control. They weren't entertaining it, but not like that. They were just out there.
WSAV confirmed with SPD that at least 2 officers who were on patrol on the night shift stopped by to check in on the situation and then left with no arrest or citations. 5 days later, 17-year-old Shinobi Pitts was shot outside his home. His mother says she believes the circumstances leading up to his death were directly tied to the event.
He was actually going to school with the other child that shot my son. They actually had a fight back in 8th grade. My son so happened to be here with his friend, just viewing, watching, and that kid that he fought in 8th grade who shot my son was here, and nothing transpired then. My son did tell me that the kid, that he saw him, but the next day my son told me that, the kid had reached out to my son wanting to fight him.
And on the day Shinobi was killed, his mother says he was waiting for that fight to happen.
I would have least expected. It didn't dawn on me. It honestly didn't. And unfortunately, my son was out here waiting for him at the gazebo, and they the car pulled up, from what witnesses are telling us, because there were some people sitting out here. My son had no weapons on him. Witnesses said there was no words exchanged. They just shot him.
And one person, Zakai Lowe, has been arrested in connection with Pitts' death and faces charges of murder and aggravated assault. The Savannah Police Department has not confirmed whether a planned fight between Lowe and Pitts led to the shooting, but WSAV was unable to obtain the incident report from the August 16th event, as police say it's part of an active homicide investigation. Christine Quayle at WSAV News 3, on your side.
Giving our DA all the tools that she needed to clear some of these cases. We've been out front and saying that no more bonds. We have repeat offenders. We offered her a federal prosecutor who she said was illegal and she didn't need. How telling is that for these mothers?
That was Savannah Alderwoman Linda Wilder Bryan pointing fingers at Chatham County's District Attorney Shalina Jones about the recent shootings, claiming that crime in Savannah is rampant and saying part of the problem is criminals being let out on bond and reoffending. WSAV could not locate any records to indicate the one person who has been arrested in relation to Pitts' murder was in fact out on bond. DA Jones responding tonight, telling WSAV the deaths of 2 young men over the weekend is tragic and the current cycle of violence in Savannah is alarming. It is natural to look for someone to blame. The hardworking prosecutors at the Chatham County DA's office have a long track record of opposing bond for violent offenders. Placing a lack of accountability on the courthouse steps is the very definition of the tail wagging the dog. As a community, we should be asking ourselves not why are we letting these people offend again, but rather why are these young people ending up in a courtroom in the first place?